Hey guys, I've been having some fairly major audio issues with my recordings. Um, so this is part of an audio test, and if it's good enough, then I'll post it. I'm going to do something that's a little bit unusual, and I'm going to throw out a game of 9-ball. And that's because I want to talk about the U.S. Open. That's been going on this week. And even though I usually don't like watching 9-ball, I still don't like watching 9-ball. I did watch some of it. I did try to watch some of it this week. And so I'm going to talk about that. What happened to me was every time I would click to watch, I would, I guess just by, bad luck or whatever, I would get the slowest person that ever picked up a cue. And I'm not going to name names, but the first guy that I tried to watch on Thursday, he's still in the tournament. Absolutely a monster player. Unbelievably slow. Imagine somebody studying this tube for a year and a half and looking at it from every possible angle. And then get down on the shot and then stand back up and do it all again and study it all again. This is what was happening. And how the first time I saw this, he did all this studying and shit and then butchered the shot. I'm always thinking about like a younger person that's looking for some, new hobby, new activity, something like that. And what should I do? And hey, I heard pool's kind of fun. Maybe that'll be my new activity. Maybe I'll spend money on that activity. And then they stumble. Hey, there's a U.S. Open in pool. Let's watch that. If that looks fun, then maybe that'll be my new hobby, my new activity. But then if they stumble across the shit that I watched, they're gonna click away, and then they're gonna go find the nearest bowling alley or something, and do that instead, nearest golf course, because oh my God, I'm not the only one that thinks this way, because I've been reading the internet forums, and I am absolutely not the only one that thinks that the slow play that was happening by some of the people of this year's U.S. Open, it's ridiculous. It was unbearable. It was painful to watch. So what do we do about it? About a year ago, I put a video out where I said, essentially, that I think shot clocks are stupid. I think it's a game of pool. It is not a foot race. After watching this U.S. Open, I'm changing my stance on shot clocks. So just a little bit. I'm not changing it completely. But see, back in my day, shot clocks, when people started to say, hey, we got to have a shot clock, we got to have a shot clock, the impression I got was it was like, we got to have a shot clock because that guy is slow playing on purpose to strike his opponent. And we got to do something about it. That was the impression that I got. It wasn't, overall people play too slowly. It was, no, that guy is a dick. So let's punish everybody. And that's really what they're doing. If they have like a 30-second shot clock for the whole field, they're punishing everybody because some people just flat out don't move that quickly. Maybe some people don't think that quickly either. But I was thinking about, like this time last year, I had a bad foot and I was walking around pretty slowly. And even at a slow pace, it was pretty painful. If I got into some tournament and they said, 30-second shot clock, Dave, I would say, right, fine, I forfeit. Because there's absolutely no way it was going to happen. That's what I'm talking about with if a shot clock is used to punish people that didn't do anything wrong just because this guy's a dick, I disagree with it. And I still do disagree with it. But I think there should be a little bit of reasonableness in people's play. I don't think somebody needs to study a shot like this 6 for 75 years. They got a weird, goofy ass angle on it, but okay, deal with it. You're a grown man and grown woman. You're in the U.S. Open. You're probably a pretty good player, so freaking deal with it. You don't have to study it forever. Again, it's not just my opinion. I know there are a lot of people that agree with me on this particular thing. That some of those people were just unbelievably ridiculous. So I'm to the point where I'm like, yeah, shot clocks are awesome. Let's implement them. Problem is, you can't have a shot clock in every match in every tournament. Just like you can't have a referee for every match, every tournament. I think people just need to be a little bit more respectful and kind of police themselves a little bit. I think anybody that is a good player knows, am I being slow because I have a bad foot and I'm just walking slowly? Or am I being slow trying to shark my opponent? People know this. And again, if somebody is doing it, artificially playing slow to try to get under their opponent's skin, deal with them on a separate case. Give them warning, kick them out of the tournament, shoot them in the head, I don't really care. Don't punish everybody else. Just what I think. Along those lines, let's see. In the U.S. Open, as of the time I record this, which is Saturday morning, United States time, there are 4 people left. And I don't think they've started the semis yet. They might have. The person that I would like to see win is Carlo Biagio because, well, A, he's the defending champion, and I think that'd be kind of cool. And I don't really know the other guys. I don't watch a lot of 9-ball. But I've always been a fan of Carlo because he reminds me a lot of Warren. And I've always been a fan of Warren because he has what I refer to as a very efficient style. There's hardly ever anything flashy or showboaty or anything like that because those guys never need it. They get the right angles. They get the right length of a shot and things like that. And Carlo has a very similar style to Warren, in my opinion. Carlo would have never, ever, ever had to do that because he wouldn't have gotten straight in on the 8. Does that make sense? He has one of the best draw strokes I've ever seen in my life, but you hardly ever see it because he doesn't leave himself in that situation where he has to do stuff like that. He just can when he needs. Anyway, that's why. That's who. If I was going to root for anybody in this tournament, it would be Carlo. Just because of that, I'm a bigger fan of him than anybody else that's still in it. It's not like I hate everybody that's in it. The other thing I wanted to tack on to this video is just a little, practice thing that me and my friends used to do, and probably an awful lot of people playing pool used to do with their friends and stuff, just messing around. And I would like to see it like in a mini tournament or something like that. I think it would be interesting. And what I'm talking about is ball in hand on every miss. I'm absolutely not advocating changing the rules of 9-ball, changing the format of the Mosconi Cup or the U.S. Open or anything. But I'm just talking about just like a 1-ball, 1-pocket little mini tournament. Maybe have an all-offense tournament for 9-ball, for example. And just have a situation where if anytime a person misses, the other person gets ball in hand. And it forces people to always go for the shot. These are the best players in the world. But a lot of you never see them use the offensive firepower that they have because they're playing the odds and being careful on all this. And and there's going to be a safer option, which, you know, is safety. A lot of times they're going to play a safety. As long as they can get away with it, as long as it's in the rules, it's understandable. I just think it would be interesting to watch them show off some of that firepower that I know they have. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd like to see it. I would pay to see Carlo's draw stroke being used in a match. Would pay to see, well, a lot of things. People trying massays and kicks and stuff, because they have to, because if they miss, it's ball in hand. It would be very cool. Should I shoot a jump shot, or should I try to go rail first? I'm not any good at jump shots, and I'm definitely not any good at jump shots that far out. So now I guess I gotta go rail first. And if I miss, my opponent gets ball in hand, right? And what we decided, yay, the ball in hand. You're never going to see anybody probably shoot that in today's modern 9-ball. You're going to find some kind of a safety or some crap. Maybe not. That was a fairly simple example. I think it would be cool to watch these guys who I know have all this offensive firepower, just show it off a little bit. Show it off, kind of like a ring game. The way I always played ring games, I think they're still the same way. You're not allowed to play a safety in a ring game. And a lot of times people would do two-way shots in ring games and stuff like that. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about if you miss, your opponent gets ball in hand. I think it would be pretty cool. Just as a mini tournament. Good shot, Dave. I was a little bit stretched out on that one. I'm gonna stop the video. I think I'm done rambling. I forgot. So I'm changing my mind on shot clocks. I think they're awesome. I think we need them, but we don't need them because he's cheating. To stop him from cheating. To stop him from cheating, we do something else. We treat the offenders, on a case-by-case basis, whatever needs to happen with them. But I think we need a shot clock or some type of a mechanism, even if it's just, please don't be a dick, to make it reasonable. And I don't care at all about tournament schedules and TV schedules and stuff like that. I've said it a billion times. It is a pool game, a pool tournament, not a foot race. But there is a point where studying the shot and being careful and all that, there's a point where that becomes just, you're being ridiculous now, dude. You're a professional pool player. Make up your mind and shoot the damn shot, or take up tiddlywinks because you're in the wrong sport. There is a point, and that point is somewhere between 2 minutes and 15 years. So, anyway, that's just my opinion, but it's not just my opinion because people agree with me on this case. On this point, some people actually agree with me. That's weird. I'm going to stop this and see if the audio works, and if it did, then I'll post it. Bye, guys.